I do think that other people knew.
Do you have any regrets about not calling the police on Paul Adams?
Absolutely, because things could have gone better a lot earlier.
Who should be held accountable for this? Someone has to pay the price for the enormous damage done to these children.
I was trying to make it in her.
Who doesn't want to protect just every kid that's there? And maybe if changes happen, maybe there won't be another one that suffers 5 more years because of this. So, sorry.
This is the videotaped deposition of Lisa Adams by Zoom video conference, taken by the defendants in case number...
Did he tell you in that meeting with you and Bishop Herod that he had sexually molested your oldest daughter?
Yes.
Paul Adams was a U.S. Border Patrol employee. He was sexually abusing his daughter and taking videos of the abuse. The Adams had a second daughter, and Paul Adams began abusing his infant daughter.
Most churches have some form of confession, and in this case, Paul Adams confessed to his bishop that he was, sexually acting out, and that included with his daughter, and that there may have been videotaping of the offenses with his daughter.
One would think that's enough to trigger an investigation, to call the authorities to comply with the mandatory reporting law. But instead, what the policy of this church is to call what's called a helpline. When the bishop calls the helpline, it's my understanding that it goes to an employee of the helpline. The employee then calls the Curtin McConkie law firm and says, hey, we have this abuse situation in Arizona, and the attorney then calls the bishop and tells him what to do, which in this case was, don't report it.
Hello, church operator.
Hi, I'm trying to reach the Mormon abuse hotline.
Are you a bishop?
No, I'm not. I was just hoping to talk to someone on the helpline and get some information.
So we don't have an abuse helpline for just general membership. It's just for bishops or stake presidents.
Since there's only one person that I talked to and no other witnesses or anything else, they said you absolutely can do nothing except for encourage him to turn it in. And I know that Bishop Mozzie, after me, confided with me. He said, we can't do anything, can we? I said, no, because not unless someone else reports it, then you can report that act.
The individual is told that because of the priest penitent privilege, if you disclose, if you report, then you could be sued, or the church could be sued for violating the priest penitent privilege. Now, that is bullshit.
Three of the Adams children are suing the Mormon Church and others associated with it for failing to report their sexual and physical abuse. They are also suing the Mormons for a church-wide conspiracy to cover up child sexual abuse.
Bishop Herod made it clear that Paul Adams should turn himself in or give him authority to report it to authorities. He wouldn't do that. To lay the blame at the feet of the bishops for it is just absurd. It's just absurd.
Was it your understanding as a member of the Bisbee ward that it was the bishop who would take care of reporting any crimes or any problems to the police, not the members?
Correct. The visiting teachers mentioned items that they saw and mentioned things that were said in the home. They told me that Brother Paul was doing inappropriate things with his children. At first, I thought it was spanking.
They just said, hey, let's excommunicate her father. It didn't stop. Let's have them go to therapy. It didn't stop. Hey, let's forgive and forget, and this will all go away. It didn't go away. They just let it keep happening.
Finally, in 2017, he was arrested by the Department of Homeland Security after New Zealand police arrested a child pornographer and found the video that Paul Adams had made on his cell phone.
We could tell from the accent it wasn't Canadian, it was American, so we could narrow it down pretty quickly. It was quite good that they were able to do something with this video and track it down to Mr. Adams, but that's not always the case.
Again, I'm not trying to shift blame. I'm not trying to say, oh, I couldn't control myself. But I do have a problem.
Yeah.
And I couldn't make myself stop. Permanently.
Yeah.
I would stop sometimes. And again, I'm not trying to say, that made me do it. No.
She said she knew for 7 years and she didn't do anything about it because the bishop said for her to not do anything. Let's forgive and forget Paul, but nothing changed.
The more I knew, the more I wanted to help her fight this fight that she didn't even know she was having to fight yet.
My ultimate goal is to help her heal. She has a lot of problems.
But she's come a long way.
She has come a very long way.
And she is an amazing, amazing girl, and smart and funny.
Yeah, sorry.
I couldn't personally continue providing tithing money and tithe to a church that would allow children of any age be abused without trying to put methods in place to prevent it.
What I think we all want for justice in this case is for churches to start immediately reporting sex abuse to the police, not to each other. No in-house secrets.
When that's pieced together, the question then becomes, is this a bishop level problem or is this an entire organization problem?
And the statute as currently worded indicates very clearly that these bishops did nothing wrong. They didn't violate the law, and therefore they can't be held liable.
I don't know many adults who would be able to survive what happened and not be thoroughly infuriated and just a mess. She came back stronger than anyone I've ever known. I admire her and I love her.
I hope that they learn from their stupid major mistakes and actually report all the illegal stuff that they do know is going on.